Good morning, viewers. Ayong aga sa lahat. Magandang umaga sa lahat. Tacha Zoan. Today we talk about the old Chinese and the new Chinese. Well, the old Chinese, as everybody knows, they are all disciplined. All are somewhat like strict. All are really pressuring children to be of Chinese culture. I experienced that because my mother was a Chinese and I was forced to go to Chinese school, stay in the dorm, live with all Chinese, and learn all Chinese. However, I never regret. It was an opportunity. It was really an opportunity to improve myself. Few Filipino people like us can read, can write, can speak, can act, can understand Chinese. When I say understand Chinese, I mean the life of the Chinese. But from the start, Chinese people are industrious, as they say. Masipag daw, sa totoo, they were forced into doing that. Napipilitan po. You see, they came here in the Philippines with nothing. Empty-handed, empty pocket. Everything is empty. So, in order for them to survive, to live, is to work hard. Don't be hard. That is why we are saying they are masipag, they are industrious. So they were forced to. Because about that time when they arrived here, the Philippines is a progressive country compared to them because they are having a long war with the dynasty, with the Japanese, with the Americans, with the 8 countries during the Opium War. So, the treasure of China was really confiscated. That's why they live in a hard situation. But they become rich in the Philippines because Philippine issues really, Philippine is a rich country. So at stake is only your skill. You will survive if you have the skill. Tiyaga, sipag, buhay, yayaman. That's it. That's very simple. But today's China, today's Chinese, is no longer the same as they were before. We have to accept that they are now a superpower. They are now the #2 giant economy in the world. And they are now considered as one of the richest countries. And even the US is investing, or China because the economic prosperity of China is a peak. Sila ngayon ang nag-dominate ng world economy. And so, of course, ang buhay ng pulubi, iba kaysa buhay ng mayaman, right? If you have all the money in this world to spend, you are living a very comfortable, convenient way of life. But if you have nothing on your hand, you are living a hard way, hardest way, of course. That's why we're educating our children. We are advising them to study hard, to become successful in life, so that the easy way and comfortable way of life may be attained. You know, in reality, there are obedient children and there are also disobedient. Yung nakikinig, saka yung binabaliwala. And these people who are baliwala turn out later to be in a hard way of life. Kasi everything is easy for them. They will not undergo hardship. They cannot experience hard way. Ang sa kanila is enjoy. And so, it makes no sense na mabuhay ka na gaganda o ganyan ang buhay mo. So, in China today, because of the government's rule of one-child policy, kahit na mayaman sila, as of now, problema rin sila. Yes. Because there is few young people, few birth, but karamihan are already senior age. So, you know, senior age cannot already be reducing economic contribution sa economy natin. Kasi matanda na nga, wala na magagawa. Pag makainin mo lang, wala na. So, yan ang problema ng China today. While we Philippines, we are in a very good position because our average age is only about 25. So, ang economic value natin, ang economic production natin as Philippine population, we are in a better position. Kasi bata pa, marami na bata eh. Sila marami na matanda. So that's the difference of China yesterday and China today. Although mayaman ka nga, marami ka nga military weapon, kukunti na naman ang tao mo. Lahat naman karamihan, matatanda. Siserbihan mo, paano kayo baka laban sa kalaban? Kung ang lahat na tao mo doon nakatututok sa mga seniors. Anyway, much for that. We are just saying that Chinese influence our way of life in so many ways. Our belief, our thoughts, our opinion, our governance, our food, what we talk, Chinese also influence us. Very simple. Like kuya. Ah, yeah. Chinese. Yeah, kuya. That's just it. So, Chinese influence are heavily, really, more than Spanish, more than Americans. Only then that we are lack of communication in Chinese way, unlike in English, American way. Everybody seems to be fluent. Well, the best calendar ever used since 5,000 years ago was the lunar calendar of China. We use the Gregorian calendar. Why I say it is the best? It is very accurate, highly accurate. To the point that in every 15 days in a cycle, there is what you call full moon. Chinese calendar, pag nakikita mo 15, sigurado ka full moon yan. 30 full moon yan. Wala sila 31 eh. And they only have 10 months, sa atin 12 eh. There is a small man and big man. Like say for example, small September and big September, something like that. Saka, what we learn in Chinese is that how they understand nature. How they understand nature, the align of the moon, because they base on the moon, and ours, we base on the sun. And the moon is very accurate compared to the sun. Another thing we learn in Chinese is the feng shui. Literally means the water, the wind and the water. Feng shui, feng shui, water, wind and water. So many interpretations of that, so many understanding of that. But basically, the root of Feng Shui is the science of placement. Putting the right thing in the right position, in the right place, in the right direction. That make good balance. The balance of the chi. There are two chi. One is the bad chi, and the other one is the good chi. To understand chi, it's something like air. It's something to me like air. The source of life. The source of living, of course. If there is no air, there's no life. Hindi tayo ginawa niyan. So, that's it. So, the science of placement, the science of arrangement. You arrange everything into a perfect situation. Another thing that Chinese influence us are religion. Religion, we are influenced by the Spaniard of the Roman Catholic. We were influenced by the American of